Campioni d'Italia e campioni del mondo. Uno scudetto, 2 Supercoppe, 2 Coppe Italia. Scarpa d'oro e Golden Foot è semplicemente uno di noi. 307 gol, 786 presenze, 567 da capitano. Numero 10, Francesco! Figlio di Roma, capitano, bandiera, campioni d'Italia e campioni del mondo. Uno scudetto, 2 Supercoppe, 2 Coppe Italia. Scarpa d'oro e Golden Foot è semplicemente uno di noi. 307 gol, 786 presenze, 567 da capitano. Numero 10, Francesco!
Very warm welcome. A very warm afternoon to you from wherever you've tuned in. Welcome. This is Game Plan on 99.7 Joy FM on Hitz 103.9 FM. It's good to be back in the hot seat. It's 19 minutes after 1 p.m. in the studios of Joy FM. It's here in Kokomlemle, Accra. That's where we're bringing you the show live. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo. Welcome aboard. We are on from now till 3 p.m. bringing you the best conversations from the world of sport. And this week, it's quite a lot. What a midweek we had. Perhaps the midweek that gave us the greatest Champions League game of all time. A 9-goal thriller. An all-timer between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. 5-4 the Parisians won, setting up what should be a pulsating second leg next Wednesday. But that victory didn't come without controversy. Well, I don't really want to call it controversy. There were many people that said, and it was a huge debate of people that said, that's how football should be played. This is what football is truly meant to be. And then it's a huge school that said, this was too chaotic. This football match lacked control. This is not how football should be played. You can't concede 4 goals or 5 goals in the game and be happy about that. Where are you in that debate? I know most of that was coming from the Arsenal apologists. Because they just knew after Tuesday that people were going to complain about what they were going to play on Wednesday. Haram to haram. Taliban football. And true to the expectations of people, that's what we had. Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. But then they said, that's control, right? Giving very little chances to either team. This is what we want. That's control football. But is that really what it is? Risk-averse style of football? Which style of football do you prefer? But then also, how has that set up the second leg matches? There were quite a number of issues in that Arsenal-Atletico Madrid game. Should Arsenal have had a second penalty? Should they even have conceded a penalty? So we'll put that to bed, of course, here on the show. It should be a very interesting, exciting conversation. Also, within the week, we had quite a number of exclusive interviews that we brought your way. Big among them, of course, is an interview that we had with Daniel Opare, former Black Stars right back, former under-17 and under-20 star, who called time on his career 2 months ago. He sat down with us for a conversation and reflected on a number of issues, and we will share some of them with you, including his thoughts on the current Black Stars team, as well as what happened in his youth days at Real Madrid and why he never quite made the jump up to the first team at Real Madrid before he left. So there is a conversation to be had there. Also, of course, we will put to bed a finality on the local Black Stars or local quota for Black Stars team for the World Cup. That conversation, we never quite had it last week, and it blew up over the weekend and up until now. Should local players be giving a quota in the Black Stars squad for the World Cup? Also, this weekend is the start of the World Relays. That's happening in Gaborone, Botswana. Team Ghana will be represented as well in the 4x100 meter relay. So we'll try and give you the latest as far as that's concerned. So it's a packed show that's interactive on social media. We're streaming live on the Joe FM YouTube channel. So check us out there. You can also send your thoughts to us on all the things we'll be talking about here. 055-1111-997. Welcome to the show. Proudly brought to you by Betway, of course. Getway more. We'll tell you a bit more about Betway a little later in the show. It's 23 minutes after 1 p.m. Welcome to the show. The guys are all seated, of course, and I'm sure that we will have quite the exciting conversation here on Game Plan this afternoon.
Here's Dembele. Vitinha's on the scene. Oh, Dembele's done it. This is Parisian perfection. Kane looking for Luis Diaz. What a ball. Brilliant control. Luis Diaz. Oh, incredible. 5-4. One goal in it again.
Figlio di Roma. Capitano. Bandiera. Campione d'Italia e campione del mondo. Uno scudetto, 2 Supercoppe, 2 Coppa Italia. Scarpa d'oro e Golden Foot. È semplicemente uno di noi. 307 gol, 786 presenze, 567 da capitano. Numero 10, Francesco! Figlio di Roma, capitano, bandiera, campione d'Italia e campione del mondo. Uno scudetto, 2 Supercoppe, 2 Coppa Italia. Scarpa d'oro e Golden Foot. È semplicemente uno di noi. 307 gol, 786 presenze, 567 da capitano. Numero 10, Francesco! Francesco! Francesco!
We have talents in the team, incredible ones, fantastic players. But I think we need to build a team. Players, they need to maintain them for a long time, you know, and then don't try to change. They can change it. Maybe if there is an injury, you know, then they can look into it and then bring somebody that thinks that deserve to be there. You understand? That's the only way we can build a team. That if we keep changing players like the way we're changing our dresses, then it's not going to help. You understand? Because every time when it's like that, it means that you are breaking the team. You know, they are not coming together. So yeah, we need to keep them. We need to encourage them. You understand? And then put them together for a long time, and then we can build a team.
So that's Daniel Opare there, of course, speaking about the Black Stars team at the moment. But he did say that he feels Ghana can still surprise in the group stages of the competition.
It's going to be difficult, but trust me, you know, it is football. Anything can happen. Like I said, you know, me, I really believe in these boys. Like the talent, there is no doubt. So they can go out there and really make things happen. They can surprise. Like they can, people will really like look down, like they will really surprise you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, sometimes it takes an individual to change the whole game. You know, so if they keep up to that mentality, like we are here to play, we are here to win, we are here to build ourselves for the future, you know, with that one spirit, you know, I think that they are capable of doing anything. For me, my expectation for them is to get out from the group stage. If we are able to get out from the group stage, we have a good chance to at least win 1 or 2 matches again, you know. Wow. But I'll be really happy to see them get out from the group stage. You know, that will really make me happy.
All right, so that's obviously Daniel Opare there speaking about the Black Stars team. Anyway, Sitsofe Atsirim is here. Actually, Tamakloe here as well. Muftar Nabil Abdullah here. Where's Daniel Koranteng? Guys, welcome to the show. Where's Danny K? Yes.
I read Danny
somebody
K,
has not put on his microphone. He's talking.
I read Danny K's keeper. All the mics are on.
Oh, I did?
I think it was Muftar's before.
Don't mind him. Please, as you can hear, I can't hear Muftar, so please fix it.
You can't hear me either?
No, you I can't.
Okay.
So, no, I can't hear you. So, Sicho, yeah, guys, how you doing? Happy May Day to all of you.
Yeah.
Charlie, thank you.
Happy Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Can
had
you hear me now?
Yes.
So he has an agenda against me. I don't know.
He does. Anyway, listen, we've got a lot to go through on the show today, so I really don't want to waste too much time. As I promised,
What's there to go through?
Don't worry. We had an exclusive interview with Daniel Opare within the week, and he spoke on a number of issues, opened up on his time at Real Madrid, what happened, and he couldn't make the jump up to the first team. I think for anyone that followed his career, you'll remember faintly what happened. He was training with the first team. He was supposed to go and play that weekend because Sergio Ramos was suspended. He didn't have a backup right back. He had been training with the first team the whole week. And then the Thursday before the game on Saturday, he gets injured, never makes his Real Madrid debut, and never made the jump up to the first team. So sometimes the fine margins. He was also training with the first team in the lead up to AFCON 2008 and was supposed to play because he had just come back from the Under-17 World Cup in 2007 and was a superb player. Ghana, remember, camped in Dubai. Opare was one of the players that was selected for the tournament for that camp. He got injured in that camp and never made it to AFCON 2008. He did make it to AFCON 2012, didn't play a game. Then he went away and he was balling out in Belgium. Standard Liège, just before the AFCON in 2013. And just before the AFCON in 2013, 2 months before that, he gets injured, doesn't make the AFCON. Arsengafo gets selected, he goes there, he balls out. He did recover to get selected for the 2014 World Cup. He goes to the 2014 World Cup, plays the first game. He starts against the USA. We lose 2-1. In the training ahead of the Germany match, he gets injured. Arsengafo comes in, balls out, plays the next game, and that was the end of that. And after that, of course, he went to Augsburg, spent 3 years there, had a great time. 6 months to the end of his contract, Schalke 04 came calling. He went to have a conversation with them, and Augsburg got super angry, released a statement and images that he had betrayed them, was negotiating with other clubs, which he was legally allowed to, by the way, but they called him distrustful, and so Schalke pulls out. His contract with Augsburg runs out. For the remaining 6 months, he doesn't play a game, and that's basically that. So he had quite the career of up and downs, and that's an interview that you should all listen to. We'll try and play part of those, the earlier part of the interview where he's reflecting on his career to you. But what a player he was, Sitcho at under 17, and even for, and I didn't even mention one of the perhaps the more defining one was the lead up to the 2009 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. Okay, the Africa Cup of Nations, because he had balled out at Under-17, was the undisputed first choice right back. Then the Under-20 AFCON in Rwanda, Kigali comes around, he was injured. Nkum comes in, takes the number 1 spot, balls out, we win the trophy. As we are heading to the World Cup, he's no longer guaranteed first choice. But he does play the first game. He starts ahead of Nkum. After that, Nkum comes in for the second match and then balls out for the rest of the tournament. We win the trophy. So, I mean, you know, it's quite a career. Quite a career. What a player he was. Actually, quick words on him, Daniel Opare. You know, I did tell him that we appreciated his sacrifice for.
You got him emotional.
He got very emotional. Yeah.
Someone had to say that to him.
Yeah. You know.
I think a part of his story is
which sacrifice.
You know, he played for the Ghana under 17 team. At that level, it's no money.
It's no
sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice.
It's not sacrifice.
Yes, it is.
well, at least
Anybody that represents the country.
It's not a sacrifice.
You're
It's a
sacrificing.
duty. It's a duty.
A duty is a sacrifice.
No.
Yes, it is.
I sacrifice
When you
to be
perform a duty,
Yeah.
there are many things you sacrifice. You sacrifice comfort. You sacrifice your time. You sacrifice
in
a
return.
lot.
In return of.
It's the duty.
In return of.
You say it's a
return of.
trade. It's a what?
It's sports is the only work
Yeah.
that feels like those actors are doing us a favor. Sports is the only one. Oh.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you.
Explain yourself.
No, what I'm
Are
saying
you
is,
saying
when
sportsmen, when they play for the country,
Uh-huh.
there is no sacrifice
it's not a
involved?
sacrifice.
What do you mean by
Especially when you play for Ghana.
that? What do you mean especially when you play for Ghana?
Oh, but you are paid to play for Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is that a sacrifice?
What do you mean paid to play for Ghana?
I didn't know paid.
Hold on. The payment, as we know it, it's supposed to be an appreciation for saying come and serve. The same way we pay the police for serving.
Yeah.
The same way we pay the military for serving. The same way
Yes.
we pay members of parliament
So the
for serving.
Are the parliamentarians sacrifice and the policemen and soldiers
They're
sacrifice?
sacrificing a
They're
lot.
not sacrificing.
Are you,
It's their
come
job.
on, Sitsofe. We can we can agree to disagree on this.
They are not,
I
what do you
think
mean?
that- I
when
think
you wake up to come to work, are you sacrificing?
This is a private job.
No.
Yes,
no,
it
no,
is.
no, no,
yes,
no.
it is. It's
But
a
the
private
players,
job.
their job they do is not private. I don't know
when
what
they
they
play
do.
for the
When they
state, it's
play
no
for the
longer
national team.
private.
No, their career, the occupation footballer.
That's different. So they're paid separately for that. I'm
Uh-huh.
saying we're talking about when they play for Ghana.
Uh-huh.
You said they're paid, and I said yes, that's
Yes,
true.
especially when they play
But
for
I'm
Ghana.
saying that the payment is defined as an appreciation, a token from the country to them.
For doing what? For playing, for representing the country.
Yes, the same way we
And
we
they
pay salaries to
need,
security officers.
and the players need to play for the country more than anything else. They need to
That
get
is,
the
that
AFCON.
is another.
It is
hold
not.
on,
It is
hold
the
on,
same.
hold on,
It is the
Sitsofe,
same.
I'm saying, hold on. Let
Semenyo wants to go to the World Cup. Kudus wants to go to the World Cup. All the players want to go to the World Cup. It is not a sacrifice. They need it. They desperately need it to boost their careers. It increases their status. It gives them more negotiation powers around the table. It makes them well exposed. They desperately need the national team. When you play for a club, when you play for your club, and there's international break, and you've not been called by your country, you at the club side, your players are teasing you. That you sound like that.
I'm saying.
So where's the
that-
sacrifice you
hold
play
on,
for
hold
the
on, hold
country?
on. It's like look. It's similar to every duty, every national duty. It's the same thing. We can say the same for the military.
Is the president sacrificing?
Hold on, a lot. The president barely has time for his family.
That's his
Service,
job.
I wouldn't call it.
Yeah, but
That's
what-
his
but-
job.
But that's what.
What you lose in your what you lose in the line of your duty
Yeah.
comes with a package. You knew what you signed up for.
Yes.
So you.
But it doesn't stop it from being a sacrifice.
It's
I'm
not a
saying that you
sacrifice.
That's not
compromise
how
a lot.
I see it.
How's it sacrifice? How's it sacrifice?
What do you
If the
mean?
players-
Like, so you're saying that? Hold
Fentuo,
on.
just a moment.
When
No,
you're
no, no, no.
sacrificing
Let
something,
me
you
come.
go
I'll
out.
come to you.
When you're sacrificing
Hold on.
something,
Yeah.
you go out of your way to do something you're not supposed to do.
Yes.
The players, they are supposed to play for their countries. They know they are supposed to play. Where you come from,
No. You see. No,
they
no.
cannot decide to turn down
Zicho,
a corner.
you have called.
They can't-
Hey, hold on. Are there consequences for not playing for your country?
no, they are not.
Good. So you're not supposed to.
No, they are supposed to represent your country, but you can decide
But
not
you are
to.
expected.
You're expected to. Okay, let me say you're expected to. If you don't show up for your country,
Yeah.
nobody will kill you. If you show up for your country, it is no sacrifice. It is no sacrifice. Let's go. Let's go. We appreciate.
hold on,
We
no,
appreciate that
no.
they make us happy when they win.
No,
When they lose, we get angry.
I disagree.
Otto didn't sacrifice.
I disagree.
Otto didn't sacrifice coaching
I
Ghana.
disagree.
Otto, Carlos Queiroz.
Hold on.
He's not sacrificing
Zicho,
by
you see,
coaching Ghana.
the
That's no
fact-
sacrifice.
Hold
That's
on.
a different thing.
How?
The-
Why is it different?
So the players, for instance, you said they are paid to play for the country. If they were to negotiate, just like they negotiate with their clubs and they are paid, would the country be willing to pay that?
But the
And-
players
no,
the players
apart
negotiate.
from that, can we pay?
And can we even
No,
pay?
but the players negotiate. Have you not had our captains go
No,
and
he's
negotiate?
not-
how
that's
much
not
they
what
pay?
he's saying.
What
He's
was
saying
I
that
saying?
what you pay them.
No country in
Hold
the
on,
world
hold on,
pays.
Pay
hold on,
them.
hold on.
When you
Zicho.
pay
What
them,
you pay them?
It is not a salary like they earn at their club level.
But they can't earn a
They
salary.
can't earn a salary when they don't.
For
Why you
national
don't work here every day?
That is where.
Are you
that-
don't work here every day? Come here
that
3
is where-
days, 4
that
days,
is where-
1 week,
that
and then we
is
pay you
where
something.
It becomes a service you are rendering to the country, and your country says that for coming. We appreciate the fact that you've shown up to come.
It's a service,
Even
not a sacrifice.
Yes.
Not a sacrifice, a service. I don't want to use sacrifice. When you come to Ghana to play
No,
qualifiers,
you see,
one
you're
week,
not,
2
you're not,
weeks.
you're not, Sicho, you are conflating the issues. A sacrifice it is, but I said a service it is, and I'm
Yes.
saying that serving comes with sacrifices.
Not necessarily.
Every,
Look,
every job.
there are
has
No,
it.
thank you. So that's it. Then
No,
we
but
are in
they are not
agreement.
sacri- it is-
Every
no,
job
no,
comes
no,
with
no.
sacrifices. Then
No,
so
it's
be
your,
it.
it's your personal.
you can't call it sacrifice
sacrifice.
verbatim. I would say that
Yes.
there are specific situations where certain decisions and commitments become sacrifices a player is making, because then they are putting themselves at risk, they are putting their career at risk.
Yes.
And I'll give you a few examples. When Stephen Appiah in 2004 had that conversation with Luciano Moji, and Moji made it clear that if you leave and come and play for Ghana at the Olympic qualifiers and the Olympics, your career is done. When a
Your
player
career at Juve.
at Juve, when a player is given that sort of warning and he decides that I am going to sacrifice because that is what it is.
Yes.
I'm going to put my club career in jeopardy
Yes.
to come and play for
That
us.
instance is a
That's
sacrifice.
a sacrifice. When a player is carrying an injury, he, like the Mohamed Kudus
Or
situation,
say, Samoajan,
The
malaria Samoajan.
Yes.
That instance is a sacrifice.
it's sacrifice. So
So I have a question for you.
let me finish, friends. Then you come in. A situation where within the tournament, the player is not 100%,
Yes.
but he has elected to
Either you go
put
bandage
themselves in
body.
harm's way to come and play for us.
That instance is
That is sacrifice. Or even before the tournament, or even before the game, like the Kudus situation, there is an injury where there are multiple options available to the player. Go for the surgery and miss the World Cup and be ready for the start of the next season, or find an alternative medical arrangement
And come and play the World
and
Cup.
then come and play the World Cup. That also possibly puts your World Cup preparations in jeopardy, because you cannot always circumvent some of these processes. Because in the end, after the World Cup, you may have to come around for the surgery or rest for a lengthier period, which means missing the start of the season. When a player makes that choice and decides that they are putting their country first and not opt for the surgery, that is a sacrifice.
That's, yes.
But isn't it
So-
a service he's
so-
also rendering?
Yeah, that I'm saying.
No,
that's
but
what
he's
I'm saying.
done,
It
he's
is
done
service.
extra at
But-
a risk to his
Okay,
career.
so no, so I
It
have
is
a-
service,
yeah,
but we
I
have
get
seen
it.
enough of players around national teams and specific conduct to be in the position to clearly define what passes for sacrifice.
I get it.
Yes.
But I'm saying that every time a player leaves their club to come and play for the country, while they may need the national team, as Chicho pointed out, the fact that they have even shown up here, it comes with risk.
When
True
they
or
play for their
false?
clubs, it comes with risk. Once you enter the pitch, wherever,
Dude, at their club.
it is
you are-
their job.
you see-
Every
hold on,
footballer
hold on,
is
if
at
you had
risk
allowed me
once
to
you enter
finish.
the
No,
pitch.
Chicho, I know.
Your
wait,
way here, it's a risk.
If
guys,
you had allowed
relax,
me to finish,
relax,
I would have touched on
relax,
that matter. If
relax,
you had allowed me to finish.
relax. Go on. Finish.
Yes. So I was going to say that even in terms of the trade-off, what they gain from coming to represent us, the value and the levels to which the Black Stars exposure has been, at least in our time, in the last 20 years, the platforms that we expose our players to, even the best of them need them. Those who got to the point where they could say that I don't need or I didn't need Ghana were very few. They were a handful.
I don't think there's any Ghanaian professional footballer who will reach that level.
For the rest,
We are going to do an
Yeah, I'm
exercise
coming.
when Atsu is done.
yes. For the rest, every AFCON mattered. Every World Cup mattered. Because we have seen the difference between signing for Genoa and going to play for, at the time, the second most successful club in the history of the Champions
After 5
League,
games.
in AC Milan. 5
No
games.
problem.
We have also seen the difference between someone who was playing in Israel consistently. I'm talking here about John Paintil. And going to the World Cup. And a year or two after that, their options significantly changed to being a Premier League player playing in the Europa League semi-final or even the final against Atletico Madrid. And so what we have seen our players gain by representing Ghana on the platforms that we have seen is too much for us to look at that trade-off and even make the suggestion that they don't gain anything.
I don't
If-
think anybody said that, so don't put any
Like
don't
it's
gain anything.
insignificant.
I think we
Or
all
it's a
agreed on
sacrifice.
that.
Yeah, we did nobody
Or
said
it's
that.
insignificant.
No,
Or it's a
nobody has said
sacrifice.
that they
It's still
don't gain
sacrifice.
Yes.
anything.
So for me, yes. So
It's their
you
job.
have to look at what the players are gaining by coming here, which money cannot quantify because.
Fine. Point well made. I'm saying that. You see, do you notice that a lot of the examples that you actually gave are at least 10 years old? Each of them, at least 10 years old. If we do an exercise now and look at maybe Ghana's AFCON squads for the last 2 editions, and from that period up until now, let's look at maybe 23 players from Cameroon, 23 players from Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
And we go through them. I mean, there will be overlapping players. So let's say in
Add
total,
Qatar to it.
Yeah.
are you the one talking? Let's say that there will be overlapping players. So maybe in total, we'll probably have like 45, I don't know, or maybe 40, right? We go through that list today, now. This is the last 2 AFCONs.
Yeah.
In that period, we've had players coming, make debuts. We've had existing players play throughout that period.
Yeah.
And let's look at that number and pick out how many of them have had career benefits.
Fence, please don't continue.
What do you
Yeah,
mean,
you see the
Dogo? I
wrong
said
time.
we will
Because
do
the national
an
team they are
exercise.
playing for, they've not done well in that period. And if you don't do well in that period, it affects.
How would anybody
It
look
also
at it?
affects.
No.
You go to a tournament, you
So
play
even-
games.
so
But even that,
You will let me finish.
No, even that.
You are no. Allow.
In fact,
Please,
that platform
I
can kill your
said
career.
we were going to do an exercise. I haven't finished.
Okay, by the point you are making.
You see, what I'm trying to say is this: that I'm in fact, I'm in agreement with you when
Yeah.
you make the point that the national team they play for in
Yes.
that period has not done well.
Yes.
As a result, coming here to come and play for this national team. Here almost
You're serious.
because in fact we and come career no
But
that's
that's
the
not
point.
true.
So
You're
come-
serious.
but that's why I said we should do the exercise.
Those players are not balling out at their clubs. How many of them?
Did Nyama not play for Blaster before
You
playing for
realize
Lyon?
How many of them?
But you are defeating your own point because a lot of the players that made the moves and they were not balling at their class. But Ghana, 6 matches
but I'm
can
saying
change
that
it.
I gave you
So
examples
I know
of-
the
I gave you examples of players who had come here, and that national team excellence
Yes.
had
But
catapulted.
were they balling?
Yes, they were.
But
But the KP Watson example that I gave,
so-
the John
so-
Paintil
But
example.
Fence, I want
So-
to.
if
If Paintil wasn't good, how did he end up at West Ham and Fulham?
good. So then it's not just the national team.
I'm saying that it's a national team that you cannot
Anyway,
explain that jump
Danny
from
K is here.
Fence,
the Israeli
It's
league.
okay. It's okay.
But
Danny K, you
I-
were going to say something.
No, I think the boys are being very unfair.
Go on.
They are being very unfair. There's no harm in what you told Daniel Opare, and I think it makes perfect sense. Look, you play ball before.
Yes.
There's no player in world football that goes into a match without feeling something in their body. The decision to play in itself is sacrifice.
It's not.
It is, and let me explain it to you.
Okay.
You act as if Ghana just wakes up and qualifies for an AFCON, or Ghana just wakes up and reaches a semi-final or final of an AFCON, or Ghana just wakes up and qualifies for the AFCON. Who does that? Is it not the players who play to qualify?
That's what we've said. They want to be there.
So if the players
They don't want to be at the World Cup and the AFCON.
wait,
Let him make
wait.
his point.
If the players play and they play well, and as a result of playing well, we reach the pinnacle of world football, World Cup, we reach quarterfinals, and those performances now end them. Why are you acting as if they just got up, wore the Ghana jersey, appeared them because they were wearing Ghana jersey, some club came for them? It is their
They
effort.
put their
They
effort
put their
on the
effort
line.
into
Yeah.
it. So if they are putting their effort into it, and it
It comes with risks.
with risks. Some of them have niggles. Some of them have certain matches they play. They know that, Charlie, this one that I'm coming to play, if I play in the next 2-3 months, it casts for me. I'm going to be injured, but they will still do it.
That's the sacrifice.
That's the sacrifice.
That's,
Yeah, but we
that's-
mentioned that.
Yes, that's the sacrifice. So if they tell you that the players are sacrificing, they are sacrificing. Now if you come to work and you have a migraine, and there's a show that you must do, and you come and you do the show, won't you be happy if your boss tells you,
As I
Charlie,
stick my
Charlie?
shoulder after,
Oh, Charlie,
after tennis.
your shoulder they pay you. But
I
you came
drove here
Ah.
to come and do it.
Charlie, you were struggling.
I
Every
sacrificed.
ten-
I sacrificed.
every 10 came with
Yeah,
pain.
yeah.
Every 10 came with pain. So if you finish the show and Fentuo tells you, Charlie, thank you, pa, I really appreciate it.
Yes.
You feel good.
Yes.
Because it's a form of sacrifice.
Yes.
You didn't have to be here.
So all I'm saying is that while you look,
I
what
want to
you
read something.
what you said is correct. That it's a service. I
Yes.
agree. I am just saying that every service comes with sacrifice. It comes with risk. So long as it comes with risk, then it comes with sacrifices. But because when you are risking, you are sacrificing.
It's like telling
It's
me.
what it is.
It's like telling me the doctors the doctors that they pay them once every 6
because
months.
they are paid.
Because they are paid, no. In the 6 months that they are not being, because the money will come, no. They're going to work every day. It's not a sacrifice. Of course, it's a sacrifice.
How is it a sacrifice?
It's a sacrifice.
How?
They can wait for their money before they
start.
Sorry. I didn't hear that.
You said doctors.
They've not been paid.
Yes,
and
they
they still
get
go to
paid.
work.
Yes.
They don't
That one
get
is a
paid.
sacrifice.
It's the same way. Black
It's
Stars
not the
can
same.
go
It's
6 months without bonuses. They come every day.
It's not the same.
You said they were
same.
paid. I'm saying Black Stars.
Which Black Stars go? Which Black Stars?
In AFCON qualifiers, Black Stars are usually owed bonuses going into several months.
We know
But
that.
they come and play.
No,
But they come and play.
The agreement is that money, once you qualify, it's
Massa. No, even the
what are you saying?
not that one.
I
Not
know the
that one.
Black Stars way with the fee go take. Them and
hold
this
on,
if you go
hold
take
on.
money, them are checks for them. Them and if you go check.
See,
Stop.
so
Let's not even go there.
Hold on.
Charlie, let's stay on
I want
course.
to
Let's stay on course on the.
No, before the
Because I was the one you asked the
became what
question. I
it
didn't
is.
even get to answer.
Before the blaster became what it is, I have spoken to Stephen Appiah. This man has used his personal money to fly down players to come and play for the national team.
Sacrifice.
So if he goes to negotiate for a figure, he says, they are playing for the country and the country is paying them.
Steven
How?
sacrificed. Steven Asamoah.
Recently,
There are some people sacrificed.
Sit your hang on. Recently, in 2016,
Why you know everybody?
when Neil Lante van der Poel said that the AFCON qualifier against Rwanda was a rubber stamp match and we should use local players, and Andrew Ayew decided that he was going to fly down the players to come and play for the country. What is that? In as much as he was rendering service to the country, he sacrificed his resources for
personal
Azerbaijan.
But no,
I
see,
agree.
no one
You
has
see,
said.
No,
Why
Muftar.
you
So
don't
Muftar,
sacrifice?
no,
You
your
don't
point is
consider
components
your
of it.
point is what Atsu also made.
Yes.
They're saying
I
that
said
there are
merely showing
pockets
up.
of they're saying that what they are arguing is that there are pockets of examples where you can say the player has sacrificed.
Or there are
But
specific
there-
conducts.
Yeah. So, but what they are trying to say
Merely
is that,
showing up
but-
is not sacrifice.
Generally,
told you?
playing for your country is not sacrifice.
that's their point, and I disagree. Yeah, I disagree.
Opare, no, okay. Opare.
Let's stay
Okay.
on there. Let's stay on there.
Fence,
I
Opare.
disagree.
Let's stay
Opare.
on there,
What
Opare.
sacrifice? What sacrifice did he make for Ghana?
That was a universal point we made. That every time he showed up to play and wear the jersey, it was a sacrifice.
I
That's
didn't
why
think
you
so.
exactly. That's why you
That's why you
disagree.
disputed.
So I'm saying that
Let's
playing
stay on there.
and serving comes
Okay.
with sacrifice. Daniel cited the example of the doctors, the example of the nurses, even soldiers. Every soldier in this country, they want and need peacekeeping. But when they show up there at peacekeeping, it's a sacrifice they are making.
Look at
Do you get it?
We know the
But we
story.
pay them.
That's
So we
okay.
can't say, because we pay you
them,
and
so-
you've gone to Liberia to keep the peace. You are. It's not a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice.
Right,
But we
talking
pay them. It's a sacrifice, but
Let's
we pay
stay.
them.
See,
Anyway,
Opare.
uh,
Opare.
this is what has caused this whole matter.
You
But
came
if you allow me to answer the
10-year-old
question,
from the very beginning, 15, 16, you started to serve this country. Every opportunity you had, you represented the country with pride. You gave your heart and soul to this country. You did everything, every time you put on that jersey. There was never a time where I watched you and thought this guy was not fighting for the badge. And for that, I want to say, on behalf of Ghanaians, a big thank you to you for your service to this country, for the joy you brought to multiple homes in this country, and for all the amazing things, and for putting yourself out there, your body, all the injuries that you've suffered, and everything that you've sacrificed in order to get to this point. May God bring it all back to you in tenfold. Amen. And continue to make you greater.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your words. It makes me emotional, but it's really good to hear that. Sometimes I think we need to be appreciated. Because we put ourselves out there. Through all this pain and So I really have a message for the federation that they should do well and be checking on the ex-players, especially, those that really they should try as much as possible to give them the respect that they deserve, because without them, I think that it wouldn't have been possible, So,
Absolutely.
So
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that's Daniel Opare. So the first words you heard there, those words came from me. The guys are still arguing in the studio. But you know what? We are going to expand this conversation and hear from our listeners. When you show up for the national team, are you sacrificing anything at all, or that is considered just a mere job? Like all of us that come here every day to do our show in a private setting. So you go to the bank, you work at the bank, it's your job. So you can't be deemed to be sacrificing. But when you work for the state in the capacity as a footballer or representing them, the country at the Olympic Games, as much as you need that at a certain point, maybe in your career, to help your career grow, there are levels to it where it can also be deemed a sacrifice. And we are saying that at the Black Stars level, as far as recent history is concerned, any player that shows up to play for the country, to serve the country, they're also sacrificing something. Yes. So, so they say Granted I should ask you, Sichu, whether what you are doing now is a sacrifice.
No.
What you say you should do?
Ask him if Jesus dying for our sins was a sacrifice. Since that was the only way mankind will receive redemption.
So that was Jesus' job.
That was his job.
That was why you were sent to come and
do. It's not a sacrifice. According to Sito, that's not a sacrifice.
Why was it a sacrifice?
Why was it a sacrifice?
It wasn't Jesus' job
To die.
He chose to.
He didn't choose to.
Oh,
He had no choice.
Oh.
That was the only way, and his father wanted it. And he said, "Father, if you want
he,
it, I'll do it."
he chose to. The reason why he chose to. When senior man was going to die, he even said, "God, this one I beg."
Who is he, man?
Oh Jesus! He just said, "Oh, I beg. This one they I beg.
He had.
If I get her,
He said, "Why me?
Make no make her die."
Who tell you say the
But it
boxers-
finished.
who
It
tell you
finished.
say the boxers, if then they no be cloth away talk say he never go make it kid.
Yeah.
That be after. That be after.
Yeah.
No.
That be
before,
after
if
I fight
then
finish.
they-
No,
they-
but to be
then
fair,
they
if you're a
dressing room
boxer
inside,
fighting for
challenge they
Ghana
get her.
and they hit you a certain hit, you can decide to run away.
They get her, they don't go do it.
So if you
Friends, with what we know about our boxers here, the best platforms they will get are the national team platforms. The Olympic qualifiers and the Olympic Games.
let's widen this conversation. Let's widen. I think it is quite
Activate
interesting.
the phone.
People have opinions to share. We say at the blaster, when you show up to play for the national team to represent the country, can it be deemed a sacrifice? Sicho says there are specific examples where we can say a player is sacrificing. But universally, Sicho and Atsu, thank you.
If we were to
But
go
universally, when you show up to play for the country, you are not sacrificing anything. Universally, unless there are specific cases where you're putting mind and body on the store. I'm saying that every time you show up to play for the country, with the risk involved, you're sacrificing something because you could be staying at home. But they're saying the benefits that comes with playing for the country, staying at home is not an option. It's not a choice. So that's why they all come, and it's not a sacrifice. I've got quite a number of messages already.
Friends, I
Actually,
beg you. I have
on
a very
055
important message I have to.
I know. So once more, 055 11 11 997. Those that want to share their thoughts on this. In fact, you can also call on the same phone number, 055 1111 997. We'll do that right now. Or 0302 216 541. 0302 216 541. I want to hear from you. Joseph Apiaje, he says you need 70% of national team games in a year before you get work permit in England. So they need the national team. They're not sacrificing.
Let me read this message from Twitter.
Yeah.
Let me read this message.
Okay.
Let me read this message from X. It's from the Truth Speaker.
Go on.
He says, "Tell the boys we appreciate their dedication to the show," into brackets sacrifice. Even on holidays, they show up.
Yes.
I'm going to listen now.
Yes.
Today is Workers' Day. Yes. Globally. Yes. Workers' Day. Yes. But we are here to do the show. Yes. The viewers deem it a sacrifice because we don't have to. Even you, the pain in your shoulder, and you are here.
Hello?
But we are here. All right, see,
It's a form of sacrifice.
Yeah, no, Sicho, guys, hold on. I have a caller. Callers are more important. Hello, where are you calling from? Your name?
Yeah, Fent.
Yeah. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Roy, calling from Tewa.
Morris, yeah, please go ahead.
You see, Roy.
Sorry?
Roy.
Roy. Oh, sorry, Roy. Go ahead. Yes,
Yeah.
Roy.
See, I totally agree with you too. I see. Even if you want to even play in some leagues, you have to. There are sometimes you have to represent your national team before you are even awarded the contract. See, it's not like you coming. You see, there's some specific times that you can call it a sacrifice, but you can't say, "Master, you being called by a national team, be paid." Then they should stop collecting the money. If I run this sacrifice for the country, then they should take any winning bonus.
But Roy, hold on. We gave
There's
examples
no play for free.
Roy, hold on. We gave examples of other people working for the state and being paid by the state, and yet we call their services sacrifice.
Oh, they are not sacrificing. That's their job. That's their job. They are their service. That's their job. They choose to do that. Nobody. See, if the national team call you and you refuse to come, nobody will kill you. That's the decision. It's your decision to make. You know the sport you have gone in is a risk, and you choose to go, and you are being paid for it.
Yes, but Roy, you
also understand.
Hold on, but Roy, you also understand that they don't. You also understand that they don't call everybody. They only call the best 23. So if you are part of the best 23 and they call you, it means they also need you to come and sacrifice for the country. No, if not, they would have called you Roy. They would have called you Roy. If not, you are the one they will call. So long as they don't call Roy and they call another person, then that person has to sacrifice and come.
Wait, you need the nation as much as the nation needs you. Do you understand me? You need the nation as much as the nation needs you.
That's okay. But it doesn't.
You want to play in the World Cup.
Okay.
You want your name. You want everybody to see you playing the biggest stage.
Okay, Roy. Thank you.
No sacrifice. It's not every time that you call that a sacrifice.
Okay, Roy. Thank you. Your point is well made. That's Roy. Right. Interesting. 055 1111997 or 0302 216 541 0302 216 541. You can also join the conversation. Listen, guys, Danny K, hold on, let me see. Yes, you were. In fact, we have another call. We have so many callers. Okay, let me go. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you.
Yes. I think you may be too close to your radio set or something. What's your name?
Lana. Your friend is the baby girl who answered the call. Greet and give me.
I should greet the baby girl who answered the call first, Just you don't want to hear my voice.
I beg you marry. Leave us alone.
So hold on. What's your name? Nana. So Nana, when she answered the call, what did she say? They said,
now it be some nice voice where you say, I won't contribute to the show now. Where I say, yeah, before I won't take anything, I take like, put me for it already. So I beg.
Nana, please, I beg you, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
Baby girls, I hope you are fine.
We are fine.
No, I hope you are fine. I didn't say all of you. I mean only the baby girl.
Nana, go ahead. Can you go ahead? The baby girl is fine. Go ahead.
Well, please. Okay. You and your Ben later. It can be a sacrifice and not. You were citing the military people's example. My dad was a military man and he died in service in the same manner. Honestly, if you ask me, it wasn't just a job, it was a sacrifice. Because it made us lose something. We were younger at that time. So in that instances, even though it was a job that he was doing, he sacrificed himself for the country. With the players and our athletes, so far as Ghana is concerned, I don't know whether I should call it a sacrifice or not, because if we are being honest to ourselves, we don't do much with these sportsmen. Okay, most of them, if somebody who is responsible for them, they get to a point and we want to share in the glory. Most cases. So in that instance, if you say you are doing him a favor, calling him in the national team, the point is, in his genesis, what did you do to contribute to where he's become right now for you to deem him worthy enough to play for your national team? Okay, so we can also look at it from that perspective. So some is a sacrifice, I think some is not. If you have a hand in contributing to where they get to for them to play for the national team, then I think it's not a sacrifice, even though you are giving them some stipends when they represent the country. But if it's all them and them, I'm sorry, it's a sacrifice because with Ghana here, class, I hope a bonus if something happens to you. How much does the country do for you? It has happened to our athletes, so many of them. Recently, this boxer woman who has won, they say she's the first Ghanaian female. And look at what is happening to her. Really. So, would you call it a sacrifice? You call it a favor. He did something for the country. What did the country do for him? Do for her? So when it comes to maybe in other countries, like maybe a Brazil or maybe in other countries whereby probably the federations are more vested in what happens to the athletes, then you can say that probably it's a job because the state is interested. But Ghana is a different story. Is it not Ghana that they will sit down a tournament, they will be calling athletes as if mostly it's their athletes doing their own thing, their own funded thing. So you go in with it, and when the state do small, probably make sure they get visas, they get this, they get that, then they will say that go and win gold. What did you do? You did just this.
Okay, Nana.
So they are sacrificing for the country.
Absolutely.
So, Charlie,
thank you. Very interesting perspective from Nana there. So Nana, thank you. We appreciate your perspective. The Joseph PSG says, now Joseph has sent a very interesting definition of sacrifice. He says, a sacrifice is doing a job nobody wants to do, even when they are paid for it.
The players don't know what to play in the national team.
But I also just replied him that there are multiple players who have.
We don't need your reply. We want to hear from
anyone who comes
in this Ghana.
Yes. Okay. Let's go back to the phone call. Sicho, you will come back. Let's go back to the phone call. Your name and where you're calling from. Danny K is keeping score. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes. What's your name?
I'm Theo calling from Soto.
Okay.
Yes, I'm Theo calling from Soto.
Okay, from Soto. All right, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Yes. So I agree with Sicho and the other boys that it's a service to play for the national team and not necessarily a sacrifice. And secondly, to Danny K's point that coming to work today is a sacrifice, it is not. Because at the end, he's going to take his paycheck for overtime and stuff like that. So that is not a sacrifice. It is we, the listeners, that are supposed to be on holiday and we are still tuning in. That is our sacrifice on the past. But for Danny K, he'll take a paycheck after that. So please. That is not a sacrifice. It's just a service. It is his duty. Thank you.
Interesting thought. Wait, you say your name again?
Theo from Soto.
Theo, Daddy K has a message for you.
Oh, I know I'm Theo. We close the show. We close the show. We close the show. We go out. We close the show. You know we sacrifice. We close the show. Just say you moment the sacrifice. Okay, we are going home.
Theo, thank you very much for your contribution. That's Theo from Soto. Very interesting. You say
I want message. You say phone line. Then you say 3-1.
Guys, relax.
But these guys want the wrong thing.
Okay, guys, relax. Okay, relax. I've got a message here from Bright. Bright in East Legon says, the national coach doesn't work every day, but he earns a salary. The national team coach doesn't train every day. He doesn't work every day, but earns a salary. That's an interesting one. But I think the national team coach will tell you that even when he's not coaching, he's still doing a lot of work. Even when he's not coaching the team, he's still doing a lot of work, doing reports, monitoring, and all these things. They don't only work when they sit on the bench, when there's international break. That's what they would say. Guys, we are going back to the phone lines. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, friend.
Yeah. What's your name?
How are you doing?
Oh, we are doing well. The boys are making noise here. Don't mind it. What's your name?
Oh, Danny K. Yeah. I'm Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, please go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling from La Paz.
Okay, Emmanuel from La Paz.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling to contribute to your program.
No, you put another caller through, please.
Hello?
Yes. Hold on.
Hello?
Yes. Emmanuel, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I totally agree with Sitsofe and Atsu. You are for Danny K. You Danny K, you see the sacrifice. But at the end of the match, you will collect your check. You are not doing sacrifice to join you. I take his salary. If you like, stop the job. Nobody will kill you. So, Nanaki, calm down.
Okay, Emmanuel, I have a question for you. This whole thing, hold on. No, I'm bringing nuance. The nuance I want is this. Guys, calm down. The idea about the fact that when you are being paid, any circumstance where you are being paid, it can't be deemed a sacrifice. Emmanuel, is that why you're saying that if you're doing a job and you're being paid, that job cannot be described as a sacrifice? Is that what you're saying? Like universally or only certain jobs?
No, it's some certain jobs. I'm not saying all.
So, okay, so when you were, okay, good. Representing a national team is a service to the state, correct?
It's a service to the state.
Good. Being a doctor, being a soldier, that's a service to the state, correct?
Of course.
Good. Would you consider any of those services as sacrifices as well? Being a doctor, being a soldier, being a police officer?
It could be sometimes.
But
when your hands are tight, that you know that what you're going to do, it will be like, how will I even put it? Like
it comes with risk. Yeah, you are putting something.
Yeah, it comes with a risk.
Okay, so I'm saying that so you are telling me that universally a police officer's job or a military officer's job cannot be deemed as any form of sacrifice simply because they're paid. Only under certain circumstances.
That's what I'm saying, that when it comes with a risk, that one you can
but the mere nature of their job, the mere definition of their job is risky every single day.
And that's your profession. That's what you choose. You know the risk in the job before you are going.
I understand that, but it doesn't mean it can be a sacrifice, or does it mean that
it can be a sacrifice? But it can be a sacrifice sometimes.
Interesting. All right, cool.
Yes.
I get your point. Let's.
So then, you will collect the money. You collect the money. You can't share it back down.
Then again, should sit there. All right. Thank you, Emmanuel. Emmanuel from. Guys, hold on. Emmanuel from La Paz. With that, I've got a message here. This is Jay inside Teshi. He says it can look like a sacrifice, but that's only half the truth. Now, yes, players give up rest. They give up, they risk injuries, and they deal with extra pressure and travel. But reducing it to just sacrifice ignores the bigger picture. Representing your country is one of football's highest honors, and it brings pride, purpose, and a legacy that club football cannot fully match. In reality, it's a trade-off. So there's sacrifice, but there's also benefit. So I mean, that is it's an interesting nuance. All right, let's go back to the phone line. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Daniel.
Yes, Daniel. From where?
I'm Daniel calling from Accra.
All right, Daniel, go ahead.
All right, so for me, I think that if you are given a job to do, you have a job specification, right? Your job is defined for you as to what is expected of you, right? And you are paid at the end of the month. Now, when we call these players, there is a contract. They take winning bonuses. They are paid appearance fees. And these are not ordinary monies that they collect. Right? So nobody can term that as a sacrifice. However, when you go the extra mile, beyond your job description, and then you execute a job to the beneficial of a particular group or your employers, then we can deem that a sacrifice.
Interesting. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, no, Daniel, I get your point.
So they are being remunerated for whatever they are doing. Even if you break your leg, there is an insurance in place to make sure that your leg is fixed. Recently, one of our guys broke his leg. He's been given the best of treatment. He's back on his feet. Right? It's a package. Occupational hazard. You can be sleeping and still have risk. You can be walking and still have risk. You can lie on your bed and you can have a heart attack. There's risk with everything.
Okay, Daniel, thank you. Interesting thoughts. Daniel from Accra with his contribution. I've got a message. Oh, Daniel K. Daniel K, why? No, this is a message from Mr. Lord in Tema. Mr. Lord says, Daniel K, hold on. Guys, hold on. Guys, no. Relax. I'll go back to the phone line shortly, but I've got a message here from Mr. Lord in Tema. Mr. Lord says, "Good afternoon. In the U.S. military servicemen are always thanked for their service and sacrifice, even though they are paid. There's a reason why salaries are referred to as compensation." That is Mr. Lord in Tema. And this message says, "The bare truth The bare truth is that the former Black Stars players who in the past played and brought us lots of laurels never saw it so much of a sacrifice, but rather an opportunity to serve the nation and also an avenue for greater opportunities in their careers. And we all saw the evidence. The list is endless. Tony Yeboah, Abedi, Tony Bafo, Jan. Unfortunately, today our players are rather motivated because they see the football people are milking the nation, so they have to follow suit. This is Prosper from Dakuman, Accra. All right, Prosper, thank you. Let's go back to the phone lines. Your name and where you are calling from?
Yes, I'm Jonas.
Yes, Jonas, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Medina.
All right, Jonas, I'm listening to you.
Okay, so good afternoon to you and kudos to this wonderful program. My brother, if one tells me that Black Stars services are just for, what do you mean say? You say they are offering support to the nation. What do you say, please?
He said it's a service to the nation that...
It's never for Black Stars, it's never a service.
What is
Previously, I can easily say it was a service. In the days of Sinapia, Michaelesian, Otuado, and the likes, they served the nation. They didn't think about money. But you know what do we see? These players, they go to their respective clubs and they play wonderfully. When they come to the Black Stars, then it becomes another story else. But these same players are playing abroad. They are playing with same the Ellen Haaland. They are playing with whatever. So it is money they are chasing. There was even a time where players were demanding increment in their salaries or so. Please, me for Black Stars, I don't want to hear previously when you talk about Stephen Ab, you even lauded him here. How many players today can do that? They're chasing for money. And then it is sad that we are having that hope that this pending World Cup, they're going to be anything. We are here. What they don't play their heart out for Ghana. All they think about is money. That is why some players will lobby behind and to be included into the squad. Okay? Otherwise, you justify inclusion. Okay. So please, the other Black Stars, there's nothing apart from money. That is all they are in for.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very good contribution as well. We appreciate all your contributions. In fact, a lot of you are bringing some very different, laudable ideas and contributions to this very conversation. It's a very interesting conversation indeed. I've got lots of messages on X as well. So you can leave us a message on X, that is Twitter. Just use the hashtag GamePlan. We'll find your message and share it with the rest of the world listening to us. Kofi Ofe on Twitter, and I'm reading these messages from X. Kofi Ofe says, this table you are shaking, I love your stand because it's long overdue. We talked about this thing. All right. Emmanuel Ajeti says, Fen, please ask Chicho whether he's not joined the show via Zoom before. He was probably caught up with something and still had to appear on the show. Did he not sacrifice? He says. It
wasn't a sacrifice.
All right, thank you. You've answered the question. Let's go.
Calling.
No, it's okay. Let's go on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I know question. No, go on. What do you want?
Follow this guy.
What do you want to say?
I just wanted to say that in 2017, when Baba Rahman came to the AFCON, and dismantled his knee, his ACL plus his meniscus, Ghana forgot about him. It was Chelsea who kept him on contract when they didn't have to. Kept him on contract, paid his medical bills, got him back fit. And then when the next Ghana coach said that, oh, Boga, you are fit, you there come to the national team and come in. Ghana people say, hey, he's not fit. He should get out of the national team.
That is true.
So you don't consider what he did a sacrifice. That thing is not a sacrifice.
Let's go back to
his knee. How much did you pay him?
Okay, let's go back to the phone line. Hello, your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, thanks. Good afternoon to you and the boys. My name is Larry. I'm calling from Nungwa.
Yeah, Larry, go ahead. You have the whole Ghana listening to you.
Thanks. Playing for the national team is a sacrifice, as any other job you put anywhere. You see, the reason is the fact that doing a job and also it being a sacrifice are not mutually exclusive in its way. You can show up and do your job, and it is still a dedication and a sacrifice to the job you do, right? If we are saying it is not a sacrifice, then why do Ghanaians get agitated when players reject call-ups? Then if it is just a job and showing up, why don't we then allow and open the door? Because when we wanted to call in the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi and the others, one of the arguments that was hugely being debated on the spaces was the fact that they did not accept call-ups, or they were not willing to sacrifice for the nation when they had to go and play on the hard floors in Africa and other things. But because it is World Cup, they are ready to open themselves up to play for the nation. If it is not a sacrifice, then why do we get angry at the end of the day? Why do we call that a sacrifice for accepting the call-up? So playing for the national team, yes, you can get paid. It is a job. It's a service you are rendering. But it is still a sacrifice you are offering to the nation.
Larry.
And people should start also seeing it that way, because they put themselves up. Even talk about the injuries they go through, the playing in front at Baba Yara, and look at the fans. If you make one mistake, the way they will boo you.
Like
you
Baba
have to
Rahman.
overcome that. Baba Rahman. Exactly.
They
Accra
booed him
Sports
in
Stadium.
front of his wife and children.
You are playing at Accra Sports Stadium, and somebody is giving you the Ghana national anthem in the stands, shouting as far for you to hear, distracting you all the way down there.
Wait,
And
Larry, hold on. What is the Ghana national anthem?
Oh, Fentuo on radio now. Giving you the Ghana national anthem right from the stands. You have to stay focused, and you put your whole family. Immediately you put yourself in the limelight. You put your whole privacy in the limelight as well. You are sacrificing everything that has to do with you. If there's an issue that comes up about you, people will pick up on it and talk about it so much. So please, the players also sacrifice when they accept the call-ups. If there's no sacrifice, open the door and let everybody come and play, since it's a job.
All right, Larry,
Okay.
brilliant. So very interesting perspective from Larry there as well. I think Larry will be our last caller, because we need to come back into the studio and finish up with this conversation and go to Champions League. So Larry will be our last caller. Thank you so much to all of you for all your useful contributions. I need to just finish the messages and then I'll come to you guys. I don't want to go back there after. Nanajan says the only reason we may call the police and the armed forces etc. is sacrificial duty is because for them, once you sign up, you are obliged to report once you're called upon. The footballers, they have a choice all day. All right. This one is from Nana Kwame Jr. He says, sacrifice refers to voluntarily giving up something valuable, like your time, your resources, or your life for a higher purpose, for a goal to appease a deity. It involves surrendering a personal desire or comfort for the sake of someone else or the greater cause. You mean like players coming to play and make us happy when they didn't need to? Okay. Then I understand what sacrifice. Hold on. Let me finish the message. Their microphones are off. I don't even. So I told you. Yeah, I said let me finish the messages. Then I'll come to you guys. You are not behaving. Amen. From North Legon says, we were all here when a police accompanying a bullion van got shot by armed robbers and is now paralyzed. We all want our players terminally injured and disabled before we acknowledge that their well-being is at risk anytime they stand on the pitch. Very interesting question. And I've got another message here. This is from Daniel in North Carnation. I agree with Danny K. It's a sacrifice. Sicho and Atsu have disappointed me. Wait. Sicho, why are you laughing hysterically?
No. See,
you mean you recognize the number?
Daniel from Kaneshi.
Yes.
Danny K.
You mean Daniel sent the message?
Daniel from Kaneshi. Danny K. Danny K. If he likes, you the
can
number
check my
that send the message, we can put the number on air.
No, we don't need to. We
No, it's true. I will never do that.
Yeah, we don't need to expose
you know
the
what we can
privacy
do?
of our
You
texts.
know what we can do without consequence?
What do you want to do?
Karim can just come and screenshot the image attached to the number that sent the message.
It's
And
a
people
fan.
love
It's a
me.
fan.
People love me.
He's a
What
fan.
are you talking about?
The
People
image,
love
I
me.
can
They put
answer
my.
the image.
I'm shocked.
Johnny K.
Even Crispy K has my picture on his wallpaper. What's that?
There's even a
People love
Twitter
me.
account.
I'm shocked. Danny K's houseboy.
Thank you.
They love me.
They love
It's
you.
not my
But
fault.
that is not him.
It's not my
We know
fault.
this number.
Are you saying that
We know
somebody
this number.
cannot
Feds,
use Danny
Feds,
K as
I am
DP?
calling the number.
Yes.
And the number on my phone says Daniel Koranteng. And Daniel is holding the phone because
yeah, but Daniel's phone is not.
My phone is
not
not
ringing.
ringing. It's ringing. My phone is not ringing.
This is Game Plan 99.7 Joy FM. The boys are accusing Danike of sending that last message to the WhatsApp line because the message said, I agree with Danike. It's a sacrifice. Sitso and Atsu have disappointed me. And now the boys are saying that Daniel sent the message.
Disappointed a guy.
Anyway, Game Plan is brought to you by, of course, Betway. And let me tell you a bit more about Betway, of course. Betway, more go to betway.com.gh, of course, for the best odds and the fastest payouts, and enjoy. Listen, on May 30, 2026, that will be the day of the Champions League final. Hitz FM Rep Your Jersey will be at the Aviation Social Center. Swag up your jerseys irrespective of your football clubs and meet us at the Aviation Social Center. We start from 10 a.m. till late. Mark the date is Saturday, May 30, 2026. You know the deal already. Who makes that final? It's between PSG-Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, and Arsenal. Only two of them will make that trip to Budapest on May 30. So do join us for the Hitz FM Rep Your Jersey 2026. It's powered by Joy Sports with support from Joy Prime, Joy News, Joy FM, and my Joy Online, and proudly sponsored by Star Oil, TCL, Soccer Bet, Didi Shito, Twisco Chocolate Food Drink, Franco Trading Enterprise, and of course DSTV. Also, let me remind you that Joy News Impact Makers Award 2026 is here again. And of course, across Ghana, 10 remarkable finalists are proving that real change starts in the community, from transforming classrooms, expanding healthcare, disability inclusion, mental health, corporate partnerships, girl-child empowerment, delivering clean water and new opportunities. These everyday heroes are moving the nation forward. This is the Joy News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating those who are changing lives, shaping futures, and building hope. Celebrate ordinary people making extraordinary impact with us, and stay tuned to discover who takes home top honors at this year's awards. It's happening on Friday, 15th May 2026 at Labadi Beach Hotel, and this year's Joy News Impact Makers Awards is brought to you by 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, a decade of leadership impact, Labadi Beach Hotel, Ghana Chamber of Mines, Ayuda, New Crystal Hospital, Sulas Enterprise, and Water Aid Ghana as well. And let me tell you about Mommy's Day Out, okay? Mommy's Day Out. That's happening on Saturday, May 9th. Join us for a refreshing escape filled with fun, relaxation, adventure, from peaceful paddle boating to the thrill of horseback riding and quad biking. Every moment is designed to make her feel special. Enjoy safari experience. Take part in fun games and competitions with amazing prizes, and come face to face with a legendary Ojafakwa crocodile, known as the revered protector. Indulge in a rich spread of local dishes and refreshing drinks, all while enjoying live music from vibrant Ajinkro band. This is more than a gateway. It's a celebration of motherhood. You can join us at the Crown Forest. It's 800 Ghana cedis for a person, and it's 1,500 Ghana cedis for two. It's on Saturday, 9th May. Secure your spot via Momo 0593 038832. Okay, you can WhatsApp Lois or call Lois on this number to find out more. The number is 059 170 9309. Take the family, take the children, take your wife and children, go there, enjoy fun. So call Lois and find out how you can join. 059 170 9309. Mommy's Day Out, give her the day she truly deserves. The Joy FM Mommy's Day Out trip is brought to you by Crown Forest, where nature meets luxury. All right, for all of you that are interested, you know Daniel Opare, after the Under-17 World Cup in 2007, when Ghana finished 4th, he signed for Real Madrid, came this close for making the first team, and then injuries stopped him. So I asked him in that interview to paint a picture for me about exactly what happened in that scenario when he came this close to debuting for Real Madrid.
Because I even remember that time there was a lot of red cards and then injury in the Madrid team as well.
The first team.
Yeah, so I started training with the first team long time ago. Okay. So when that opportunity came, I thought, okay, this is it. Yeah. Because looking at that week, I was training in the team that was going to play the match. Mm. You know, so wow. All of a sudden the training was about to get to an end. So we were playing a little game. Yeah. So I got a ball from the right back. So I took the ball on a pace. You know, I pushed it, and then it was like a pull and fall. You know, I wanted to cross it. So when I pushed the ball so hard, it was about to cross the line. So with the speed that I crossed the ball, and when I was landing, you know, like I twisted my ankle, but I didn't have pain on my ankle. I rather broke my fifth metatarsal. Wow. Yeah, I got a fracture, and then it was a bit broken. So, oh my God. So when it happens like that, there was nothing you can do. The only thing that you can do was surgery directly. So that was how it happened.
So you get right on the verge.
Yeah.
And this happened on the game was usually a weekend. This probably happened on what?
Thursday? I think Thursday. Friday? Yeah, Thursday.
Oh my God.
Thursday. I think the game was on Saturday, and it happens on Thursday. I think.
That's Daniel Opare there. The last bit of that interview that I'll play to you guys is his explanation with the Augsburg situation. Atsu, Sitsofe, you remember the whole Augsburg controversy when and then they chased him away from the first team. He explained the whole scenario, and this is what he said actually happened, and he will give you an insight into the way European clubs actually operate. Listen to this.
But a lot of things happen, you know. The director came up with a whole lot of news. That I was, how they call it, as if I was the one
instigating.
Yeah, but you know, I understand this is football. It's business. You know, sometimes the clubs, if they cannot make money on you, but what the director did was a nasty work. Yeah. You know, because
it really hurt you.
Yeah, because he wanted to ruin my reputation and then everything that I've worked for because of his gain, but he didn't look at it from my side.
Right.
You understand? Because I wanted just to go to the next step, and then, but at the end of the day, he didn't agree to it, and then the Schalke move also collapsed. So.
All right, so that's Daniel Opare. You can find the full interview on the Joy News YouTube page. Also, we will still air throughout the week next week. On Joy News. A bit of announcement for you as well. And on Monday at 9 p.m., we have an exclusive interview with Daniel Kofi Opare for you as well. Daniel Kofi Opare now come Daniel Kofi we had an exclusive chat with him for over an hour talking about his life, his sacrifices, his humble beginnings, his top 10 Ghanaian midfielders, his football career, battling back from injury because he's been out for 3 years. You will discover in this interview who Daniel Kofi Opare is. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? You will discover. You will discover in this interview who Daniel Kofi is. There's backstory behind that Black Star debut caller video that went viral. His pride of representing Ghana. How he grew up. In fact, his humble beginnings as a footballer. He said at first everybody said he was too small. Everywhere he went, everybody said he was too small, and everybody always ruled him out. Until he actually, and he told me the story about how he got his first Black Stars call up. He said, and he narrated vividly the phone call from CK Akono when he told him he was going to play. Whether he was interested in playing for Ghana. He also spoke about why he had a lot of limited minutes when he first came to the Black Stars, the issue about the role confusion, what his best role is in the national team. He spoke about his relationship with Kudus. There's one anecdote in there. He said, he considered himself a number 10. Then he came to the national team and he saw Kudus play there and he was like, nah, Kudu should play there. It's okay.
Mean to me.
Mean to me. You know, it was a really, really interesting chat, you know. You know, and he talked about being afraid of. Oh, you see, sacrifice. He talked about how he was afraid of Mubarak Wakasu when he first came into the national team. Really? Even in training. He said when he first came to the national team, he was afraid to make a mistake in training. Because, thank you. That's passion. Because Wakasu, if he makes a mistake, anybody who makes a mistake in training, he said the way Wakasu would deal with you. So I asked him, do you think that maybe such characters are missing in the what?
Obichano.
Wakasu. No, but Wakasu, even with
it is not that the
Nania boys, even the Nania boys.
Yeah.
They play the ball like they play World Cup with them.
Yeah. But you see, it's an interesting thing that
passion.
You know,
passion.
Yeah,
it's good training for the World
Cup.
It's getting ready for the World Cup. It's going to sacrifice at the World Cup.
Yeah. But so like I'm saying, it's a very interesting chat. So join us on Joy Prime for Sports Zone on Monday. That interview will air at 9 p.m. on Monday night. You will absolutely love it. Daniel Kofi-Tre. What a guy. He's back playing now for the under-23s, and he tells me he hopes to play a couple of first-team games before the end of the season. I think there are 3 matches left before the end of the Bundesliga season. He hopes that he can get minutes in the first team, and whether or not that will be deemed good enough for the coach to call him for the World Cup is a different conversation altogether. But do join us Monday for that particular interview. Guys, we can talk Champions League now. We have about 26 minutes or so to talk Champions League because it's 2:33, almost 2:34 p.m. here now. So we have just about 26 minutes to go to all the Champions League action.
Fentuo, I have a hand in the air.
Is it about Champions League football?
I want to sacrifice and go and eat.
What a silly thing to say.
What's the sacrifice the show?
Go. Daddy, go and sit down there. Let he can go. But Champions League, you can shake out until you
can sacrifice, and we appreciate your sacrifice.
Thank you very much.
So the scoreline is now 9-5.
It's 9-5.
You fly in business, you sleep in the best hotels, the best girls in the country are attracted to you, and then
wait. That last part, no.
It is true. It's a package.
But is it necessary?
Very necessary.
Who told you the best girls in the world are?
The best girls in the country. Or the best girls in the world are. Oh, but they show me their DMs.
Are those the best girls in the country?
Some of.
That's not true. They are not the best.
So his contention is not that the girls are attracted. His contention is the rating, the caliber of the girls.
Sitcho.
Yep.
Tuesday night, we witnessed one of the greatest Champions League games in history. A 9-goal thriller.
Incredible. Between
Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. Let's go through some. Look, listen. They've been, and I don't know who or what started that conversation, but there's been this huge debate on social media about whether or not we can deem that entertaining. There's a school of thought that says that was brilliant, and this is how football should be played, and we loved it. And then there's another school that's just like, that's too chaotic, the defending was poor, and it's even happening in punditry in the biggest platforms from CBS to TNT to BBC. Everybody had different views. There were many that said, it's too chaotic, you don't play that in the Champions League semi-final. But then there were those that also say, or that also said, it was just simply brilliant exhibition of attacking football. Visceral quality is what it was. Where do you stand on this? You watched the game.
Yep.
What made it such a high-scoring game? Was it just the sheer quality, or it was maybe just really poor defending and everybody was just doing whatever they wanted?
No, it was just the sheer quality of the players on show on the night. That's the sheer quality. And how good these two teams are coached. Excuse me, by their coaches. And so it is Bayern, it is PSG. Two teams that are incredibly very controlling in terms of possession. They've got massive ability on the ball. If PSG can't control a game and Bayern can't control a game, then there's no team in the world now, as we speak, that is capable. They're about the two to do so. Then they came up against each other. Now, here's the thing. When these two teams play, whenever they play, there's a way they defend. They defend with the 1v1s or man marking. Now, the man marking is so strict and tight that you need to follow your man and be aggressive about it. And that is exactly what we saw. Now, the issue is when you play against a PSG or you play against a Bayern Munich, because of the quality they have in attack, they are able to undo their man marking. So if Kvaratskhelia has got a ball against Stanisic on 1v1, he can get the better of him. Yeah. Dembele against anybody, Vitinha against anybody. It's the same thing for Olise, Diaz, even Harry Kane, right? Musiala, at times Kimmich, Pavlovic as well. They can weave past people. So that is why we saw the game that we saw. Even though they were marking the 1v1, the technical ability of these two teams was so good that they were able to get past their men who were marking them. So yeah, it was hugely entertaining. You can criticize certain things in the game, but you cannot tell me that when the quality of the goals were hitting the back of the net, you were not in awe and you were not clapping or you're not screaming or you're not happy. And that is entertainment, right? And so when people say they want a more compact game, maybe 2-1, 3-1, it could also be the 2-1, 3-1 game you're watching. Those teams, no attack is no massa. It's not because it is compact and anybody has control. It's simply because you're watching maybe Madueke or you're watching maybe, some players who don't have the Olise call. Why do you watch your face?
If you talk, I don't know if you watch your face.
Okay. Just to say it. But listen, on the night, it's a shame it's radio and we can't demonstrate. But on the night.
But people have imagination. They watch the game.
Okay, so if you saw the game, let's go through it. Now, there are two goals that I would blatantly say were poor defending. The Joao Neves goal.
The header.
Musiala was the one marking him. Musiala didn't stay true to his task. And then he lost Joao Neves. Free header. But what a header. The Upamecano header as well. Yeah. The defensive structure of PSG broke because the manager had made a change right before they took the set piece. And nobody was marking Upamecano, who would have been one of the men to target. Okay. And then he had a free header and then he scored. I also do not think that PSG deserved the penalty on that body-to-hand ball on Alphonso Davies. Okay. I thought they misapplied the rule then, and we saw the same in the game against Arsenal. But if you look at the first goal PSG scored, the Kvaratskhelia first goal, it is something PSG really know how to do. PSG have got a synergy around movement, and they've got a chemistry around their movement. Yeah. And when one player makes a move, most often it's not for the player himself, but it's for the entire team. Right. So
it's like chess pieces.
Yes, and it's synchronized. So Desiree Doué, who was playing on the right on the night, had made a move into Bayern's, if it's a right hand side of the defense. So between Upamecano and Stanisic. Yes. Stanisic then had gone to pick Kvaratskhelia. But Doué went in front of Upamecano and the ball was in his defense. So he made a move as though he was going to run in behind Upamecano. Then Upamecano stepped back in trying to track that run. Yeah. Then straight away, he moved forward towards his own area, went all the way into his own half, and then received the ball. But in doing so, remember because we said they are marking 1v1 or man marking, both teams. Upamecano came all the way from centre back with Doué into the half of PSG. So there was a big space between Stanisic's side of defense and then Jonathan Tah, who was the other centre back. Yeah. So there was that space. Doué receives the ball and Kvaratskhelia is on his bike. Yes. So he gets the move ahead of Stanisic and then Doué plays the ball to him. When Doué played the ball to him, again, Joshua Kimmich was marking Zaire Emery. Yeah. So he's in the center circle. Yeah. Pavlovic now realizes that if Kvaratskhelia has the ball, then he as one of the DMs has to go and defend the D, just in case there's a cutback. Yeah. So Dembele and then Hakimi and Co also making their way into the box. Yes. So it is 1v1 with Kvaratskhelia and Stanisic. He gets past him. By the time he's dribbling past him, Kimmich realizes that he has to move from that center circle and try and double up on Kvaratskhelia so that when he even cuts around Stanisic, he will be there to block the space.
And he has to make that run because Upamecano was out of picture.
He and Doué there, they were having a conversation
in the center circle.
In the center, yes, they were having a conversation in PSG's half that, but you no force will bring me too far. When do we say next time stay? Wait, so next time we go manage them. So they were so they were chatting, they were speaking nice French. Okay. So the others were playing. So by the time Kimmich got onto the area where he was supposed to block, Kvaratskhelia had already beaten Stanisic and the ball was into the back of the net. So it was the movement of, and the PSG are not stupid. Yeah. PSG know when Bayern are defending the man marking. They are aggressive. Yeah. So when Doué takes Upamecano out of that zone, he knows what the problem he has created for Bayern and the chances he's creating for PSG. That is why Kvaratskhelia takes off as soon as that happens. Now, if you bring it to Kvaratskhelia second goal yet again.
The one where Zaire Emery and Dembele
Hakimi cross across the face.
Okay,
people are jumping all over the place. Again, around that time, Due is playing on the right-hand side now. Hakimi is on the line. And it is Luis Diaz who is keeping an eye on Hakimi. But João Neves realizes something. That, Vitinha has the ball. But the right-hand side of PSG's game is crowded. So he moves infield through the middle. And in so doing, he carries his man, who at the time was Pavlovic. Because again, it's man marking. So he carries Pavlovic deep into midfield, almost enters into the half of Bayern and separates him from Luis Diaz and the rest and their space. As soon as João Neves makes that run, Due sees João Neves making the run. And Due also approaches Vitinha. So he's leaving Bayern's half and approaches Vitinha. Again, the man marking. So as he's approaching, Lima, who was on Due then, aggressively comes with Due. As soon as Due steps up and Lima comes, the space behind Lima opens up.
Which is where Hakimi took up.
And as soon as Hakimi sees Due approaching, he takes off. Luis Diaz, by the time he realizes that Hakimi is going, he's gone. Then Vitinha just dings the ball into that space. Hakimi has a very good space. At that time, now, Jonathan Tah, Upamecano, and everybody else, you're running and you're hoping to. And there were 2 PSG players in the box. So what PSG were concentrating on was trying to defend the box. But there is a late runner coming from behind, which is Kvaratskhelia. As Kvaratskhelia gets into the box, this is where elite attackers, they think.
That's the difference between world class.
If it is me. If it is me.
Or Garnacho.
No, if it is me, I'll do what Kvaratskhelia did. I'm top class.
Okay.
I don't know about Danny K. But if it is Garnacho.
Or Jamie Gittins. Or
Cody Gakpo.
Or
Pedro Neto. If it is them, maybe the ball doesn't hit the back of the net. And this is why. As soon as Stanisic realizes that Kvaratskhelia is arriving and is going to meet the ball, he decides to stand and block the near post. Because that's where he was. Mono Neuer knows that 9 out of 10, when players are approaching the ball in that angle, they are normally going to use the defender standing there as the body they are going to curl the ball around. So Neuer starts angling towards the far post. But Kvaratskhelia na so ding. So he said, where Stanisic is standing, because he can't use his hand there, no, I will go. But so the presence of mind and the technique to hit the ball first time and pick the near post is something you can't defend against.
That near post finish was almost Mbappe-ish.
And Dembele also showed them that, go through the legs and then wrong foot. And my point is, if PSG hits 5 shots on target and they scored 5 goals, and the goalkeeper in question is Manuel Neuer, and you can't blame him for any of the goals they scored. That is just sheer quality on finishing. And then the Hurricane goal happened. The Hurricane goal is the same thing. Hurricane drops into the middle. Musiala is in front of him. So Pacho has to close down on Musiala. So Pacho steps forward. And then Luis Diaz realizes that, okay, if Pacho has stepped forward, I'm going to make the run in behind. As soon as he gets on his bike, Hurricane's ability to find the ball and the width of it to him is brilliant. But after the pass, it is the sheer quality.
That first touch.
The outside of the foot control to bring the ball down.
That was brilliant.
And even Marquinhos recovered though and put himself in a good position to try and block the ball. But the boy still dropped his shoulder and shimmied some way and got Marquinhos out of the way and then finished. I say this is quality. But a few things then my boys coming. The tempo of the game and the intensity of the game was unreal. So much so that almost everybody the manager brought on to come and do something, it backfired. Because first is Fabian Ruiz. At 5'2", my thinking is, Luis Enrique wants to maintain a certain level of control. Fabian Ruiz is calmer on the ball than Zaire Emery. He's physical. If you want to win the ball off, you might have to foul him and everything. So the idea was good. But Fabian Ruiz hasn't played football in a while. He hasn't been fit. And he lacked game time. When Fabian Ruiz came into the game, the intensity of the game was so high to the extent that he was late to everything. He was late to picking passes, late to raising up his head, late to tackles, even got himself a yellow card. Nothing. At that point, Bayern were dominating because PSG had shot one man with Fabian Ruiz. Then Bayern too brought on Leon Goretzka. Goretzka too, he hasn't played so many games this time. Yeah. The game was also running away from him. So overall, we saw two teams who didn't fear each other, who decided that instead of playing haram, let's give the fans and the world what football was meant to give. Yeah. So for me, fantastic game.
Danny, I think there's a lot of questions around, especially Luis Enrique's management of the game. Because at 5-2, that is practically won. That's a 3-goal cushion. How did they throw that away to 5-4? Or it was just nothing they could do about it? Bayern were simply too good.
Yeah, so even before I touch on that, I'll quickly pick on something that Sitsofe said. Yes, the 5 goals that PSG scored, the execution was so good, there's nothing the goalkeeper could have done about it. But that doesn't speak to the defending. Because a bad defending will create the scenario that is so good that the good attackers, it will almost be impossible for them to score. True. So that doesn't necessarily explain the quality. Thank you. The quality of the shot or defensive side of things. So for me, my issue is we've watched Bayern this season, we've watched PSG over the last 2 years, and we know how both teams defend. That's what Sitsofe said, that aggressive man-to-man defending. Now, there are very few ways you can get the better of that style of defending, and one of those is good technicality, players who can dribble and pace. Now, if you look across the two front lines, in fact, if you look at PSG, their entire front line, plus I can add Nuno Mendes from the left, Hakimi on the right, are very good dribblers, and they are powerful and they are pacey. So, already on paper, Bayern's style of defending already has an antidote because of PSG's profile of players. And that for me is where the manager should have adapted. You can adapt but still do it within your philosophy. So we look at the 2 goals he spoke about, Kvaratskhelia 2 goals. First of all, if everybody is being very aggressive defensively, and one player makes a mistake by not tracking his runner fast enough, and that was Due running away from Upamecano. Upamecano didn't have to follow him into midfield because if you know how your opposition plays, and Sitsofe mentioned it, PSG's movements, even the ones who don't touch the ball, is all done to create spaces for others. So you know that you following him is going to leave a huge gap behind, and that's where defensive awareness comes in. So you don't follow him. And I'll go back to the Club World Cup final. Chelsea changed their style of defending specifically for that final to cater for PSG. They did a very aggressive man-to-man. But the reason why PSG struggled to create chances were Chelsea did not follow, or Maresca didn't allow his players to follow the PSG players into zones they were not comfortable with. So if I'm a centre-back and I'm following my striker and Dembele drops into midfield, he hands over responsibility to the midfielder that is there and picks up the runner from midfield who is now also making that run. So the communication was on point and they kept on. So whatever the movement PSG were making, it wasn't creating spaces because the Chelsea players were catering for the movement that they were making. And that's what I think company should have done. Because by following him in there, you've created the exact scenario that the opposition wants. So that is not good defending.
And it happened twice.
And it happened twice.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
You only let your goal twice.
In the goals, yes. But it happened multiple times. And for me, that isn't good defending. Because it's not just man-to-man defending. It is aggressive man-to-man defending. Right. So Upamecano not picking up or not reading the movement from Due quick enough was the first mistake. But by him going, what happens is that if you look at everything that Sitsofe has said with whatever, once the space is created and the pass comes in, everything else now becomes reactionary. Right. And that's chaos. That's true. So it only works when everybody is tight and doing their job. So when one person has messed up by letting him go, it is better to leave Due to go into that zone, even unmarked, and stay. Because
After
at that
all,
point,
he was moving away from
he's moving away from the danger zone. And at that point, everybody else is free. So if he's going to make that run, nobody else is going to be free except he, Due, and you, Upamecano. So you can keep your eye on him even while he's in that midfield zone because you don't have anybody to cater for. And for me, I think that's where Bayern and both PSG should have been smarter around the shifting responsibility when it mattered. Because if you look at the Olise goal, the chance he got before, in fact, when it was 1-0, Due lost the ball and there was so much space because everybody had, and the ball went to Olise. Now Olise's run took him away from his marker. Straight away, I think it was Paku. Took him away from his marker. Then he had a free pass to him and then he ended up missing the chance. So there were so many instances where that supposedly aggressive man-to-man defending failed. And for me, that's what I'm looking at. From an entertainment point of view, obviously, it's entertainment. But when we come and sit here, our job is to analyze. And I'm saying that at that level in the Champions League semi-final, yes, it might be nice to watch, but there were so many flaws in the way they defended. And I think it needs to be done way better. I don't think they will change anything in the second leg, and I don't want them to change anything in the second leg because I want to see
the second leg will be similar.
some 10-8 or some 6-7. I want to see more goals because it's nice. But these are some of the flaws that you need to fix, especially from a Bayern Munich point of view, because we've seen PSG be more adaptable to teams. Bayern Munich have maintained the same thing throughout. Very stubborn. Company is very stubborn. And the thing is, you may not rate the teams in the other side of the draw, but they might be the ones to stop you, especially because they fundamentally defensively they are good. Yeah. So they might be the ones to stop you if you are not able to adapt.
Atsu, you get the last bite on that game, and then I just take quick thoughts from you guys on the Arsenal man.
Look, I think that there are certain games that do not pass for the rules of conventional analysis.
Right.
And there are certain spectacles that once they happen, just enjoy the moment.
Just applaud.
Yeah. I thought Tuesday was the apex of athleticism and ridiculous technical ability.
Yeah.
There was nothing you could legislate for it. And so...
Otherwise it becomes nitpicking.
And Sijo has spoken at length about the goals and the manner in which they came. But you see, on Daniel's point about managing specific game states and ensuring that you are making a trade-off, especially in how you defend, so the Desiree Doué situation. It will go against the very fabric of how this Bayern team is set up. That high press and the man-to-man and the consistency, yeah? The way it is designed and the way we've seen teams implement it, you either implement it fully or you go home. Fundamentally, the way Bayern play, it is significant to the way they play when they have the ball. So it's not just an attack, but the defensive aspect of it is necessary for the way they attack. So when they don't have the ball and they are chasing you, they will squeeze so that when they win the ball, they have overloads in the areas where they have immediately won the ball and the next phase of the game. In fact, there were moments where they escaped from it. They were nearly the Dembele chance that he missed. You could see the logic of it. Pavlovic gave away the pass. And because Jonathan Tah had followed Dembele into an area where a lot of people would say he should not have, Dembele was free and had that chance that he missed. They could have been punished for it. That is one way of looking at it. But the way Bayern play, Tah needed to go close and follow him into the middle. If that pass was on, if Pavlovic does not give away that ball and they turn, Olise turns, it's a 3v4 against PSG in their own half. So that is one way of looking at it. And when Bayern are pressing in that manner, that is the trade-off they are prepared to do. That, yes, we know there is a risk of chasing these players into no man's land. But when it works for us, those are the advantages that we are getting.
In other words, there was more belief in their own abilities
than what the opponent could
being
do.
Afraid of what the opponent
exactly.
would do. Okay.
Now, the other thing also is this. Bayern and PSG are not the same teams we saw in the league phase. So when people try to make comparisons between Bayern's games against Chelsea and Arsenal, the principles are the same, the players are the same, but we are seeing markedly different execution levels. The same applies to PSG. So whilst for other teams, you can chase them into the middle of the park and then maybe pass that player on.
And succeed.
The April iteration of PSG is such that when you do, you are creating overloads for them. Now, what they will do with those overloads is that they've got players who, on their own, can dribble through the channels, can bounce the ball off teammates, and then pick you apart. It is extra risky for PSG because, as we saw last season and this season, Dembele, in the chance that he got that he missed, drops as deep as the center of the midfield, sometimes even into his own half. And that adds up to, so in that phase where he had that chance on the counter, you're talking about Desiree Doué, you're talking about Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, and then two midfielders on one side of the pitch. It worked because they won the ball. Or Pavlovic gave it away, and then Dembele had that chance. But if he doesn't squeeze and invite Jonathan Tah to follow him that deep, that chance doesn't happen because that space will not be there for him to attack. So some of the risks that they are taking, it is born out of knowledge that we are that good and we are the only ones who can execute this.
And that's why we had the kind of game we had.
We had. And the final point I'm going to make is this. You see the intensity levels that we saw. It is abnormal. But it is aided by the rotations PSG and Bayern have been doing.
Okay.
On Tuesday, the average distance covered on that pitch was around 10.9, sometimes 11 kilometers.
On both sides?
Yes. In fact, the anomaly was, I think, Alphonso Davies, and he's just returning from injury, and he was taken off at halftime. He did 5.6 kilometers at halftime.
Yeah.
So if you do the average, you are talking about 10.2 or something.
That's ridiculous.
If you had lasted
April.
Yes, if you had lasted the entire game. It is because PSG have been resting their players. I was looking at the numbers and the matches they have missed. Marquinhos has played only 32%. Sorry, he's missed 32% of PSG's Ligue 1 matches this season, which means they have been resting him for the Champions League games. Yeah. Dembele, 34%. João Neves, 42%.
That's a lot.
Desiree Doué, 43%.
For key players.
Yes, Nuno Mendes, 46%. Kvaratskhelia, 49%. And all of these guys are starters.
Unbelievable.
Compare their numbers to the other teams, say Real Madrid, say Arsenal, say the other teams who have played multiple competitions. They have not done that. And that is why
players are tired.
They are tired.
Okay.
They can't do that.
What is they can't? They don't have the
Now
luxury.
we're playing in Liga,
guys. So then,
Arsenal has a big squad, but Declan Rice has been round to the ground. Poor management.
So Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, that ended 1-1.
Yeah.
A few controversial moments. You said in your analysis that you don't think that the penalty against Arsenal should have been a penalty.
The penalty against Ben White shouldn't have been a penalty. Ball comes from his body.
What about the one Arsenal claim?
It's not a penalty. Eze and then his man, their foot went into the ground at the same time. Very lovely.
What happens in the second leg? That's what I want to know. For
Sitsofe
both
said
teams.
on social media that he didn't think it was a penalty, but once the ref gave it, for him, the rules of VAR don't allow him to go and look and I agree with that. I like the fact that he was honest about it. But in the second leg, I think they've done Arsenal a great disservice, first of all, by awarding the penalty against them and not giving them the penalty, because we all know that had Arsenal won, the Emirates, we didn't plan to score. And we didn't plan to miss. So it was going to be 0-0. But now we have been forced to score a corner kick. So on
You've been forced to do what?
Oh, we'll score a corner kick. So on Tuesday, just like what happened in the group stages, where we beat them 4-0, scored 2 set pieces, 2 open play goals. Choose the one you want. But I think it's a simple...
Choose your poison.
Yeah, it's a simple 1-0 victory for us.
All right. The PSG match, who goes through for you, Sitcho?
Oh, PSG will play Atletico Madrid in the final.
Interesting. Atsu?
Yeah, PSG Atletico Madrid.
Oh,
wow.
See,
Arsenal have not scored more than a goal in 8 matches.
Arsenal, okay. So for
Is
you,
that what
PSG,
will happen,
yes.
PSG Bayern?
PSG Atletico, no problem.
Yes.
Guys, Danica, I want your prediction for the 2 finalists. Arsenal and who?
Arsenal and PSG.
Thank you very much, guys. That is our show this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo, Sitsofe, Atsirim, Koranteng, Victor Tamakloe, and Muftar Nabila Abdullah join me for the show as always.